path of destruction after a tornado hits western Washington.
At first I thought maybe lightning struck down and had burnt something.
It ripped trees out of the ground and destroyed at least one building.
And then I realized, no, this is a tornado.
Tonight, a new look at the damage as we hear from people who saw that tornado touch down. Good evening, I'm Shelton. This video shows the moment that tornado hit water on Friday night. We have team coverage tonight on what the National Weather Service confirmed was an EF1 tornado. And let's go first to KIRO 7's Deborah Horn, live in Shelton. Deborah, whether you saw any damage here really depends on where you live there.
In fact, Lindsay, we've been talking to people who live on this part of East Pickering Road. They tell us they didn't see anything. But if you go about 2 miles east that way, that tornado indeed did touch down and doing damage along the way.
That's people's stuff flying.
It is a rare sight in these parts, so Taylor Geiger grabbed her phone as she saw it making its way across Pickering Passage in Shelton.
And we heard some thunder, thought maybe there was a storm coming, and then all of a sudden you see a water spout and tornado happening across the way.
Her first thought was that it was indeed a tornado. But you knew because you saw debris moving around.
Yeah, I've seen videos of tornadoes before. It's never something you expect to see here, but crazy things happen, I guess.
Carly Kovacic, a meteorologist with the National Weather Service, says the conditions were right Friday night for a tornado.
We had an area of low pressure that was moving overhead, which is usually conducive to unstable conditions. And in such an environment, you can get rotation on storms, and that's, in this case, what happened.
Still, they had to send a crew to confirm their suspicion and determine where, on the enhanced Fujita or EF scale, the tornado fell.
In this case, it was more from what we were seeing with the uprooted trees and some of the damage on those few homes. It was evidence of wind speeds in the 90 to 100 mile an hour range, which would be more EF1 damage.
And Taylor Geiger saw it all.
It's cool to be able to watch, but it's also kind of nerve-wracking because you realize that's someone's home, that's someone's yard, that's someone's stuff flying and going into the water.
Now, the good news is that no one was hurt in all of this. In fact, that tornado was on the ground for just about 5 minutes. The National Weather Service says that isn't really even enough time for them to be able to issue any warnings about all of this. But they say, looking at the forecast, they don't expect a tornado again anytime soon. Reporting live in Shelton, Deborah Horn, KIRO 7 News.